we are so far ahead on the metaverse, and you don't even know it. I want to tell you that on Wednesday, the World Economic Forum held the Great Narrative. And they've been promoting this. And what I'm going to read to you is on their website. Now, remember, the World Economic Forum just partnered with the Biden administration to bring these things back, to bring these things into America. We are now partnered with 20 different companies, public-private partnership, and the World Economic Forum. This is Build Back Better. So the Great Narrative was the conference that is happening this week to design the future. Now, I want you to just listen. This is how they opened it. Design the future, the story for the future. In order to shape the future, you have to imagine the future, design the future, and then execute. Over the next 2 days, they will decide how we decide, how we execute the great narrative. But the great narrative is, what is tomorrow going to look like globally? The world has gone through a very difficult time. People are now looking for transformation, but the world needs a new blueprint, a new narrative. Why? Because 1% own more wealth than 7 billion. Almost half the population lives in under $6 a day because the last 60 years were the warmest on record. We can't afford to waste more time on denial of climate change because our digital world will be as important as our physical world. By 2025, there will be 5 times more devices than people on this planet. Because both to inspire hope and action, government, first and foremost, are in the business of installing hope. Governments are instituted among men to, protect these rights. I'm sorry, I thought it was install hope. Imagine what role the government should play to install this new narrative. A whole government approach is not enough. All of humanity approach is needed. Collectively, we are the author of this new chapter. The future belongs to those who can imagine it and implement it. How can we design the government to be future citizen ready? How to lead the world into sustainable and a better future? What will be the great narrative? When we look at the world today, difficulties shape the future. 3 obstacles. First, after the pandemic, people have become much more self-centered. Really, that's the big... What is the role of government? Looking at our current position in human history, we sit at the second of the first minute of the first day of the first year. Human evolution to the wheel to today with technology. In 50 years, it will be totally different. The pace we've grown has been massive, but we are putting our life onto one platform. The future will be based on the platform we design now. Does anybody think so far this is a little spooky? The job is to bring people and humility together. And humility. How is this great government going to make us find humility? Technology. Let's see. The job is to bring people and humility together. Technology and to bring better for our humanity. Obviously translated. How do you see the global future collaboration? Hopefully in optimistic terms. We know the world isn't inclusive or sustainable enough, but we cannot forget the amount of progress made in 50 years. We know the tensions like USA and China, but we have always have common interests. They want stronger cooperation between the U.S. and China, including environmental issues. Don't leave it alone to governments. Business and science need to play a part. Combine the common interest. Make short-term compromises for long-term change. We are in a new transformation of humankind. If you want to change humanity, we must change the world. Let us use our energy to create a great narrative for humankind in the next 2 days. Take our own fate into our own hands.
And who's that from?
The World Economic Forum and the Great Reset.
Jeez.
Is that not freaking terrifying?
Yeah.
Incredible. I mean, they do seem like they're much further along than
They are.
Facebook's changing their name. It's a lot.
No,
it's a lot further along than that.
This is so far along, and we are not invited to the table. Humanity is not invited to the table. Just our overlords are invited to the table, and they will decide for us. This is the scariest thing I've ever seen, because it's not just America. This is the world.
Yeah,
they are
everybody's
playing,
on board with it.
Yeah, they are playing for the world.
And they're using the same verbiage, too. They're all doing the
Build Back
Better thing.
Oh, yeah, which is the Great Reset.
Yeah.
And by the way, I just want to say this. We're looking for, let's see, we know the tensions like USA and China, but we have common interests. We want stronger cooperation, USA and China, including environmental issues. Don't leave it alone to the governments. Combine the common interest. Make short-term compromises for long-term change. Now let me play you what John Kerry said yesterday about China and the Uyghurs.
How, in the several months of meetings behind the scenes with China, did you bring up some of those very contentious issues, such as the use of forced labor in Xinjiang for building solar panels? How did you address it, and how did you kind of overcome that in reaching this final?
Well, we're honest. We're honest about the differences, and we certainly know what they are, and we've articulated them. But that's not my lane here. That's my job is to be the climate guy.
You also had Nancy Pelosi say we have to get climate change done, and we can't get bogged down with the Uyghur slaves. John Kerry is currently fighting legislation to ban anything made by slaves in China. This is the cooperation. This is the kind of short-term compromises that will show us in the future a whole race of people have been wiped out.